Imagine being born in a world where survival is a daily battle. A world of fierce warriors, endless wars, and unforgiving landscapes. Imagine rising from nothing to become the most powerful ruler in history. A man who went from a struggling child to a leader feared by kings and emperors. This is the story of Genghis Khan, the man who built the largest empire the world has ever seen. Genghis Khan was not born into power. In fact, he was born into hardship. His birth name was Temujin, and he came into the world around 1162 in the harsh Mongolian steppes. Life was brutal. Mongolian tribes constantly fought each other over land, resources, and power. Temujin's father, Yesugei, was a tribal chief. However, when Temujin was just 9 years old, his father was poisoned by a rival tribe. This tragic event left his family vulnerable. Soon after, their own tribe abandoned them, leaving his mother, Holin, and her children to struggle for survival. With no tribe to protect them, they lived in poverty, relying on hunting and gathering. Young Temujin quickly learned the cruel nature of life. He and his family were constantly under threat from rival tribes and wild animals. The harsh winters of the Mongolian steppe made survival even harder. But instead of giving up, he became stronger. He developed a keen sense of survival, leadership, and strategy. These early hardships shaped him into the man he would become. As a young boy, Temujin was forced to fight for food and defend his family. He even killed his own half-brother in a dispute over food, proving early on that he had the will to lead. Despite the hardships, his mother taught him the importance of loyalty and perseverance. These lessons would stay with him forever. As he grew older, he sought to form alliances. He married Berte, a woman from a powerful Mongolian tribe, but soon after, she was kidnapped by rival warriors. Temujin gathered a small force and launched a daring rescue mission. This victory proved his strength as a leader and gained him the loyalty of many warriors. Berta was not just his wife. She was his most trusted advisor. She played a key role in shaping his leadership and helping him unite the Mongol tribes. Their bond was strong, and despite his later marriages, Berta remained his primary wife and the mother of his heirs. As Temujin grew older, he became a skilled warrior and leader. But Mongolia was divided. Different tribes fought each other for power. Temujin had a dream: to unite them all and create a powerful nation. His journey to power was not easy. He was captured and enslaved by a rival tribe, but managed to escape. This experience taught him the importance of planning and patience. He understood that in order to rise, he needed allies. Unlike other leaders, he did not favor the rich or powerful. He promoted people based on talent and loyalty, not their family name. This made him popular among ordinary warriors and tribes who sought a fair and strong leader. One by one, he defeated rival tribes. He used smart military tactics, psychological warfare, and sheer determination. His army grew as more warriors joined him. He gained loyal followers who saw his vision. One of his most powerful allies was a former friend turned enemy, Jamuka. At first, they were like brothers, but as Temujin's influence grew, Jamuka saw him as a threat. They clashed in battle, and Temujin was defeated. But instead of giving up, he learned from his mistakes. Years later, he returned stronger and defeated Jamuka, securing his path to power. By 1206, he had conquered all the Mongolian tribes. That year, he was given a new title, Genghis Khan, meaning universal ruler. With Mongolia united, Genghis Khan turned his attention to the outside world. His army was unlike anything seen before. Mongol warriors were tough, fast, and disciplined. They could ride for days without rest, survive on little food, and shoot arrows with deadly accuracy while galloping at full speed. They trained endlessly and developed incredible endurance. But Genghis Khan was not just a warrior, he was a military genius. He used spies to gather information before attacking. He tricked enemies by pretending to retreat, only to turn around and crush them. He even adopted new technology from the people he conquered, like Chinese siege weapons and Persian engineering techniques. He made sure his army was always one step ahead. Another key to his success was his strict discipline. Any soldier who disobeyed orders faced severe punishment, but at the same time, he rewarded loyalty and bravery. Soldiers who fought well were given a share of the spoils, creating a powerful and motivated army. His first major target was China. At that time, China was divided into several kingdoms, including the Jin Dynasty in the north and the Western Xia to the west. The Mongols launched relentless attacks, using speed and clever tactics to overcome China's powerful armies. They outmaneuvered larger forces, utilizing feigned retreats and ambushes to break their enemies' will. One by one, Genghis Khan crushed them. His army captured Beijing in 1215, sending shockwaves across Asia. The walls of mighty cities fell before his forces, and no army seemed capable of stopping him. Next, he turned west. His army marched into Central Asia and Persia, modern-day Iran. The Khwarezmian Empire, a powerful Persian kingdom, made a fatal mistake. When Mongol merchants arrived in their lands for trade, the Shah of Khwarezm executed them instead of welcoming commerce. Genghis Khan responded with brutal force. His army invaded with overwhelming speed, reducing entire cities to rubble. The Mongols laid siege to great cities like Samarkand and Bukhara, devastating their enemies with precision attacks. No one could stop him. Cities that resisted were completely destroyed. Those who surrendered were often spared. He was brutal, but also fair in his own way. He allowed freedom of religion and protected trade routes, making the famous Silk Road safer than ever before. One of the lesser-known stories of Genghis Khan's conquests involves a mountain fortress in Persia. A hidden city nestled deep in the mountains refused to surrender. The Mongols, unable to reach it with traditional siege tactics, used an unusual strategy. They diverted a nearby river, causing a massive flood that destroyed the city's foundations, leading to its collapse. This showed Genghis Khan's ability to adapt and think beyond normal warfare tactics. Another legendary tale speaks of a Mongol messenger captured by the enemy. Instead of betraying Genghis Khan, he endured days of torture without revealing secrets. When the Mongols eventually rescued him, Genghis Khan rewarded his loyalty by giving him a place of honor in his army, proving that trust and discipline were valued as much as military might. His empire expanded rapidly. From China to Russia, from the Middle East to Eastern Europe, his forces conquered vast lands. His army was known for its incredible speed and efficiency. No matter how powerful his enemies were, they could not match the discipline and tactics of the Mongols. His conquests reshaped entire civilizations, and his legacy as a ruthless but visionary leader was cemented in history. Genghis Khan's empire reshaped the world in many ways. His rule established one of the safest periods for trade and travel in history, known as the Pax Mongolica. Merchants, scholars, and travelers could move freely across the empire, spreading knowledge and technology between East and West. The Mongols introduced paper money, advanced military strategies, and even postal systems that influenced future civilizations. Additionally, Genghis Khan's leadership structure influenced modern governance. He valued merit over aristocracy, paving the way for future leaders to prioritize talent and skill over noble birth. His religious tolerance set an example for rulers who followed, proving that diverse societies could coexist under strong leadership. Even the greatest conquerors do not live forever. In 1227, Genghis Khan's health began to decline. The exact cause of his death remains shrouded in mystery, with several theories surrounding his passing. Some historical accounts suggest that he fell from his horse during a campaign against the Western Xia dynasty, suffering severe injuries that led to his death. Others speculate that he was wounded in battle, which ultimately led to his demise. There are even rumors that he succumbed to illness, but no definitive cause has ever been confirmed. Before his death, Genghis Khan made sure that his empire would continue to thrive after his passing. In 1227, he divided his vast territory among his sons, ensuring a smooth succession of power. His eldest son, Jebe, was given the Mongolian heartland, while his second son, Chagatai, inherited the Central Asian territories. His third son, Ogadai, was appointed as the Great Khan, the ruler of the entire Mongol Empire, solidifying his role as the leader of the Mongols. This division of power was meant to prevent infighting among his sons, though it would later lead to divisions and rivalries between them. It's important to note that Genghis Khan's legacy was not just in the territory he conquered, but in the administrative structure he set up for his empire. He had created a sophisticated system of governance, which included a clear legal code, the Yasa, and efficient methods for managing the conquered lands. His military leadership also set the stage for the Mongol conquests that would continue under his descendants, especially with his grandson Kublai Khan, who would go on to conquer China and establish the Jin Dynasty. Following his death, Genghis Khan's funeral was kept secret, and the location of his burial site remains a mystery to this day. Some historians speculate that he was buried in a tomb hidden in the Mongolian steppes, surrounded by elaborate rituals meant to honor the man who had reshaped the world. Legends suggest that the site of his burial was so well concealed that no one has ever been able to find it, and that the area was deliberately kept untouched by both his followers and later generations. His passing marked the end of an era, but the Mongol Empire continued to flourish under the leadership of his successors. Although Genghis Khan was gone, his influence remained. His empire continued to expand, and his legacy lived on for centuries. His story, filled with triumph, tragedy, and ambition, would inspire countless generations, making Genghis Khan one of the most formidable and memorable figures in history.